last year at Mesh, I did a panel, and the moderator of that panel was a guy named David Grattan, who runs a company called Work It Play out in Vancouver, a social media lab out there. And we started talking about music, and we're actively working on something together. So that's all I can talk about it right now, but it's in beta, and we are working hard at it. But it's due out probably, well, soon.
Soon enough.
Soon enough. I like social media beyond the connection to the fan that it allows you. I like the fact that in the world of social media, it's a world where ideas are changing very quickly, and it's very easy to be to get up to speed and be really part of a conversation of something that's evolving so quickly. I mean, it's essential. It's the way we communicate and connect, and that is changing so quickly. And to be part of that conversation is fun. It's exciting. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a challenge. I mean, with your real life, with your family, and then music on top of that, and then you're trying to figure out, because social media really is a machine that has to be fed all the time. So trying to balance those things is difficult. But it is part of your, that's part of your life as a musician. You have to do those things and actually enjoy connecting. I'm lucky that I love the world of social media because of the idea exchange that happens. And so for me, it really works. Now, it doesn't work for every artist, but for me, I'm really into all the tools and exploring the ideas. Every person that puts themselves out there has to, not only people that have, that are well known, but everybody has to figure out what their boundaries are. And for myself, I generally talk about making music, songs, touring, those kind of things. I talk about all things music. I don't talk about personal life. I don't talk about personal things. But I think for every person that's been blogging or microblogging, you have to choose where you're comfortable, figure out what your boundaries are. But it's personal choice for sure. I mean, some people will talk about all kinds of different crazy shit that I would never talk about, but that's their choice.
Are we good?
Music is the same. We make music for the same reasons we always made it. Artists are out there making music that they love, and they're playing music because they love to play. But the music business has completely changed. The business that existed then does not exist anymore in any real way. I mean, you can take what those companies were, where you used to have 200 employees, there are now 50 employees or 20 employees. They're just different companies, and they do different things for you. It's just a whole different world. And if you're not willing as an artist to go into the new world, it's going to be very difficult for you. I think that the record companies are still putting up a fight where they can or where they think it's advantageous, but I think everyone realizes that that the model that was there and existed doesn't exist anymore. And now is the time. I mean, 10 years ago was the time, but now, they still have to shift their model, and quickly, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to figure out how they can remonetize things in a new way, what they can remonetize, these 360 deals, all kinds of digital goods. They're trying to figure out what can we do to sort of redefine our companies in a new way. And it's really hard. It's hard to take a company that was one thing and make it into something completely different. It's because your infrastructure needs are different. Well, you take away the main product, and you take away, all the because the music business is essentially a delivery system of a piece of plastic, right? That's what it is. It's a whole structure of everything, manufacturing, all these things, delivery of content, distribution, built up to deliver this piece of plastic. And when you take away the piece of plastic, well, what is going to support this huge infrastructure that is now made irrelevant? Nothing. I mean, it's like the newspaper business, They're in the same but worse straits than us, because we still have the show and the merch. I'm not quite sure what newspapers are going to sell. How fast it's changing is the biggest thing. Where you realize that Twitter's 2 years old, and Facebook is about 5 years old or something. That's an incredible adoption rate. When you think about how fast we've moved from one thing to another, it's, so what's the world going to look like in 2 more years? We really have no idea. You have no idea what company you're looking at now is going to be the next thing. And it could be anything. But it's going to be different. It's going to look different in 2 years than it does now.